So it's time for a boss fight. We gotta bring our buddy back.
Welcome home, Ashen must be.
And I'm a little afraid of this boss fight, so I'm gonna level up.
I do not blame you.
If you're playing through this yourself, I recommend leveling up another like 20 times. This was maybe a mistake.
Farewell,
And maybe
Ashen
upgrading a weapon.
May the
Yeah, I think we're
flames
sitting at
guide.
+5 right now, which is not as high as it can go.
I'd say that's not bad for this boss though.
Man, I love that invincibility once you hit a door, though.
Wasn't that another thing Dark Souls 2
Didn't have. I would know.
Oh boy.
So welcome to the Pontiff Sullivan fight. He starts it a lot like Gwyn does in Dark Souls 1. And you can parry that attack, but I am really inconsistent.
I honestly really like this fight though.
This is the first fight in the game where I am never sure if I'm going to win. Like the other boss fights, you can kind of like play it safe and sort of almost guarantee, like once you know what you're doing, that you're gonna win. This is the first one where it's always scary for me.
Well, especially he has a couple moves that are very, very nasty.
He has a combo of about 8,000 moves in a row, I believe. That one usually gets me pretty bad.
Yeah. I like the fighting style of all the characters who come from this particular place, though.
So don't stand too close to that explosion. You take a bunch of little bits of damage.
This is when it gets cool. Oh boy.
So now Sullivan has brought in a phantom that will telegraph every move he does. And those attacks are real, and they hurt just as much. I think the second phase is easier once the phantom is gone, because I think Sullivan is not as aggressive as he is in his first phase.
Yeah.
But he loves summoning that thing in.
I love usually, I mean, he's not really doing it right now, but when he's just kind of layered right on top of his phantom and they're attacking in sync, it looks really, really nice.
I am trying to stop that as much as I can.
Again, completely understandable. But yeah, you haven't gotten up to this particular boss, but the next one, the next boss who comes from this area is one of my favorite in the game as well.
But I'm real glad this went well.
Yeah, that was a good show.
So yeah, he is pretty susceptible to parries with his fire sword. I don't know how much his dark sword or whatever is parryable, but like the attacks are sometimes a little too quick.
Yeah, the timing on those is brutal.
So we're just back to make sure that our friend's okay.
Haha.
Oh, then we're both safe and sound. Thank the gods for that. I don't like getting things so close. I might have died if it wasn't for that peculiar onion knife. But in the
So that's
end,
sort of the
it
line
all paid
where
off.
if it's either Sigurd
Take a
or
good
Patches,
look.
like
They're
that
sure
line
to
is the
be of some
same.
use.
Fair enough.
But I think if Patches is at Firelink, you have to tell him that Grey Rat went to Irithyll, and he'll go run off to find him. Otherwise, I don't think he'll do anything.
They did a lot of very interesting things with Patches in this game.
They did even more interesting things in Bloodborne.
This is true. This is true, but I'm thinking ahead to
You
some.
can keep the ring as
Oh, don't spoil it too
Goodbye.
quick.
I'm
And
being
stay
as vague
safe.
as I can be.
oh, this place is a bore. What good is thievery if you've nowhere to go?
Wow, he just got back and already wants to steal shit.
His name is Grey Rat.
Speak thy desire, honorable Lord of Hollows. Our lord and liege. Knowest thou of a maid named Anri?
I've heard the name.
She is hollow, and will join thee in wedlock. A fellow of
So
my
about
cancer at this
so about
moment.
that question about whether or not we're gonna
Time
date
is
Henri,
right.
it's
Thou mayst make
it's both
thy
at the same time
salutations.
simpler than that
For
and
what
weirder than
lord
that.
taketh no spouse,
Just like all anime marriage.
till we meet again.
And this is why
the dark
Henri's
still
gender is
guide
dependent
thee.
on yours.
It's funny, I always thought... Because I basically always play a lady in these games. So until I started watching other people's videos, I had no idea that that happened. I thought Henri was just always a guy.
And to think you got the most boring version, too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
We're gonna head down into a section that has a lot of, like, weird mechanics that I'm not a huge fan of either.
Yeah, I really like this next area, though. But oh boy. Oh boy.
So yeah, with completing Irithyll like we did, we advanced Henri's questline, we advanced Grey Rats, and Sigward's.
NPCs are very complicated in this game.
There's like a ton of them too.
I managed to not get a single one right on my first playthrough.
I don't know if it's really possible to get some of these right your first time through without looking something up.
Yeah, I can imagine you could stumble through Sigward's, but everybody else. Oh, you joined a covenant? Well, you know.
You pissed off some lady. I think the worst thing that happened to me with Sigward's questline was when I was trying to get the achievement for all of the gestures. I missed sleep,
Oh no.
which means that you have to talk to him like after he's fallen asleep, like 1 or 2 more times. I had already completed his questline by the time I realized it was missing. So that was a quick New Game Plus run.
Oh god, this game is pretty. Hello.
So I don't think we saw Alva in Dark Souls 2, but you can get his armor there.
Nice spin move.
That fucking sword, though.
Oh boy.
Oh no, he's immune to my
boy.
spin.
Oh god.
Well, going by way of Creighton, see ya.
That's how every PvP encounter I've ever seen goes by.
Oh yes, because I'm so good. No one can match the fall damage.
Fall damage OP. Miyazaki, please nerf.
He almost did in Bloodborne, but then he let people like fully heal 20 times.
God, I do really miss Bloodborne PvP though.
I mean, it's a good time engagement. Like if you get invaded, you know you have to set aside like a good 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So apologies for how loud this is.
That shit scared me every single time.
There is no reason they do that other than just because.
It's because we're in the spooky dungeon.
So like I was showing off, you can see some of them moving with the item on them. That's how you know who's gonna scream. But yeah, that's not fun, because you never, if you're not looking at the item either when you pick it up, you never assume that's what it is. Like you think there's something coming your way.
Yeah, I'm usually looking around the environment when I... Oh, God. Ooh, you got them done quick, but...
It's starting already.
If you were paying attention, you might have noticed what just happened.
So we're gonna have plenty more chances to understand why the jailers are not so much fun. I mean, I can see them getting a little angry at me for kind of releasing all the prisoners after they did whatever they did to get them all corralled up.
Ooh, nice. There always seems to be just that one mechanic that's just almost inexcusable.
I still don't fully understand what is happening. Like, I understand that when the lantern changes color, that's when they're going to do their thing. But I've never understood if it's line of sight or just if you can see it.
It being on the same engine as Bloodborne makes me... It just made me always assume that it was the same as Frenzy. Hello. At least the... Oh, shit, what are those... What's the stupid name for those things?
The frenzy things?
Yeah, the Frenzy Eyeball ladies.
Oh man, I couldn't even tell you. All I know is they're supposed to be the dolls.
Yeah. But the way that it works with those, I imagine they just used, like, the same code or something.
Oh my god, are they really called... Okay, so they're called Winter Lanterns.
Oh yeah.
That's the name I know them by, but this not Wikipedia, but this wiki article is calling them Brain Trusts. Because I guess that's the community name for them.
Shut up, nerds.
Again, Dark Souls was a mistake.
God. Why are people so awful at naming things?
I think the only good naming convention we've ever had was all of the nicknames for Ornstein and Small. Like that, a lot of that took some great creativity.
Yeah. Good old Snorlax and Pikachu.
Or Orny and Smoo. Or Bicky Smalls.
That's the best one. I have no idea what's going... Oh, no!
Yeah, I had to help a friend through that fight, but he went through solo at first, and had the typical reaction of, oh, they're all the way across the room, what's the big deal? And then he found out very quickly why. So I got my torch back out, because these guys are back, and they will do the whole leech bleed damage stuff. You know, if I had given him the chance.
Of course. It took me a solid 5 minutes to figure that out. Like, why I was just kept on getting bled out when that first happened to me.
I had to look up help for that, because I couldn't see the leeches at first.
I think I was a pyromancer on my first playthrough, so I was trying to, like, get up against a wall and throw a fireball at myself.
I'm kind of surprised that wouldn't work.
Yeah, I know, right?
So that lantern is red, which means bad times ahead. Lantern's blue means I'm gonna kill you.
Aha. I'm glad that you had something prepared, because I just started speaking without having anything to actually say.
It took me a second to figure out the rhyming for the second part.
Lantern is red, you're gonna be dead. Lantern is blue, skippity-doo. That's what I'm always saying. Hello.
So this is a wretch, or a weird baby-faced lizard thing.
Sup, cutie? Oh, no.
So that one's passive. I didn't have to do that. I just felt like it.
You, horrible monster.
I think this area is just changing how I feel about everything because of all the noises that are happening. Like, you have wretches screaming in the distance, or at least I hope to God that's what that is. You have the leechmongers, like, actually belching.
Ugh.
And then you have this room. So if it doesn't become immediately clear in this room what happens, because there goes my meter.
I was waiting to see if it would actually happen to you, but if you let them, they will take your health bar down all the way.
Don't spoil anything.
Oh no.
There's a room with so many more of these guys. I'm just kind of disappointed that I didn't get, during any of these recordings, a drop of their jailer hat. Because you can wear that weird, creepy mask thing, the very flowing cowl, I guess.
I enjoy their weapon a lot as well.
I've never really used it.
It's not useful, but it's fun.
So usually that crystal lizard's a trap for me. I'm kind of surprised I got it to stick in the wall like it did. Because he's supposed to run past that wretch, and then you're supposed to get stabbed.
Yeah. Classic crystal lizard trap. Hey, buddy, your body there. Okay.
Yeah, your everything. Well, at least it's gone now.
And we never have to think about those things again.
Oh, you're not forgetting about a room later on, are you? Because we definitely have to remember them. So these are the good jailers? Or maybe like aristocrats? I want to say the hat they're wearing is called like the aristocrat helm or something.
Who didn't name it the aristocrat? I'm so disappointed.
It's about that time again. Will I get? Will I get? Oh boy. I don't even care about the Estus shard that's in here.
You already got the most important item. Who needs healing when you have a helmet that constantly damages you?
I would think that that's exactly when you need healing.
Nah. I will never get over how good that mimic design is.
So these mimics they're not done in the dungeon. There are mimics aplenty down here.
As it should be.
There's maybe a weird little hammer parade going on.
They were very well synchronized. I think they were going places before you abruptly murdered them all.
Is this like band practice?
Yeah, they're the marching parade. Ow, my ankles.
So let's see what is out here. It's... Never mind.
A big sleepy boy.
There's a better way around him, and I like facing him better when he doesn't try to swipe me off into nothingness.
You murdered all of my friends. And I did nothing.
It's not my fault he's living like a rat nest or whatever's happening. So if you drop over here, you can just sort of completely bypass him, because the way that I showed going out that locked or that closed door, you have to hit him to move him out of the way, so then you can get past. He's not a big fan of that.
I thought I was being clever the first time through and dropped out one of the windows, and I think I ended up between his hand and his head.
Oh no.
I was just stuck there forever.
So you'd think, a big pile of rats coming out. That's the worst thing that could be in this little sewer, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, good. Because then you don't have to deal with this. Like I do. They don't just plop in like very unceremoniously.
I never bothered looking over there. That's beautiful.
So I know there are mods in this game. I'm not really sure how they work, but you can get like a free camera outside of your character model.
Yeah.
And kind of like direct it wherever. I want to know if people have looked at the drop-in here, and if there's just like a platform that like disappears, and then they all just fall in.
Gotta get boundary break on this scoop.
Oh.
I wonder what happened to him. Hello.
So you know how mimics like to stand up? What if they didn't?
I think that was an unquestionably good thing from Dark Souls 2.
I will still never understand why they gave fake chest monsters butt cracks. Like, I mean, sure, it gives you something to aim for, but do you really need that?
Look, man, if you can give a butt crack to something, you just gotta do it.
Where's, like, the Nomura Final Fantasy of butt cracks? Like, instead of zippers everywhere, just a monster covered in butt cracks?
Somebody on Twitter was posting screenshots of the Batman and Harley Quinn movie that came out recently.
I think I saw the same tweet.
Yeah.
Where she's got the double butt.
Yeah, she's got a butt and then another butt crack. Oh, boy. Yeah, that was a weird thing.
I mean, I guess you can't help it.
I mean, after that adaptation of The Killing Joke. Ugh.
So we just got the best thing in this game compared to the other Dark Souls games. There's no covenant to get the Dragon Stones.
Yep.
Which is nice because I have made the conscious mistake every single time of farming for the items you need for the Dragon Covenants. And they're never quick. Because like in Dark Souls 2, if you want to farm 20 Dragon Scales quickly, or like the quickest way I guess, outside of PvP, it's a lot of Guardian Dragon kills.
Yep. But hey man, at least it's not Dark Souls 1.
So I will be showing off that Dragon Bod as best I can.
I really like the dragon stuff in this game.
What the fuck? Hold on, I need to see this again.
Excuse me, ma'am?
This is a cursed place. We need to leave.